What if the brain can be injured by chaos before a child can even explain it? As a physician, this matters because early adversity can leave marks that last for decades. Doctors used to focus mostly on obvious trauma. This review says something quieter also matters. An unpredictable home can shape development even without visible abuse or neglect. Published in Neuron, the review comes from University of California Irvine researchers Matthew Burney and Tali Barham. It asks a blunt question. What does a developing brain actually experience as stress? One answer is surprisingly simple. Unpredictable sights, sounds, and caregiving may matter deeply. Think of a brain like wet cement. Repeated disorder can harden into lasting patterns. That helps explain why standard adverse childhood experience scores miss some children. Two kids can have similar checklists, yet very different brain outcomes, symptoms, and long-term risks. The biology is not vague. Early adversity can alter gene activity through epigenetic changes. It can also disrupt pruning and brain rhythms that help circuits mature on schedule. The Neuron Review argues that scientists still do not fully know which parts of adversity the developing brain reads as stress. They also do not fully know which ages are most vulnerable, or which molecular signals convert short-term chaos into long-term dysfunction. That matters clinically because if the signal is unpredictability itself, then the risk is not limited to what shows up on a classic abuse or neglect screen. UC Irvine's summary of the paper highlights a newer concept. Unpredictable sensory input from caregivers and the environment may be its own form of early life adversity. In plain terms, the child's brain is not just tracking danger. It is also tracking whether the world makes sense from one moment to the next. Stress chemicals are part of that story. Glucocorticoids and corticotropin-releasing hormone help the body adapt. But when those signals arrive too early or too often, developing circuits may be reprogrammed. The CDC has similarly warned that toxic stress from adverse childhood experiences can negatively affect brain development and stress response systems, with effects that can extend well into adulthood. The downstream consequences are broad. CDC materials note links between adverse childhood experiences and later risks for depression, chronic disease, and other major health problems. The American Academy of Pediatrics has also emphasized that significant adversity can affect structures involved in memory, regulation, and executive function, including the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex. That is why this review feels more precise than alarmist. It helps connect mechanism to timing. Not every child exposed to adversity has the same outcome, and factors like frequency, severity, developmental window, and the presence of supportive relationships can shape how strongly those experiences are biologically embedded. The biggest takeaway is not hopelessness. It is precision. If researchers learn which ages, signals, and circuits are most vulnerable, prevention can become earlier, smarter, and more targeted. That means safer, steadier caregiving, better support for families, and more attention to hidden stressors like inequality, instability, and even pollution that may shape the developing brain. Childhood adversity is not always loud. Sometimes it is randomness. And that may be exactly why we have been underestimating its power.